Okay, so as I mentioned before, my subject is going to be about violence against women here in the Dominican Republic. Okay, so I have a question for you. What would you do if you see someone making damage to your mother? Definitely, every one of us would jump to help her. First, because she is our mother, and second, because she is a woman. The first thing that we have to point out is that here in our country, the Dominican Republic, any type of violence against women is totally prohibited and also is illegal. This was a law which was established in 1997, and we have to point out that although this law was established in 1997, okay, it's not being accomplished 100% properly. It's not being accomplished 100% because nowadays, here in the Dominican Republic, we have some cultural beliefs and also some cultural things in our mind that don't allow us to fulfill this law 100%. One of the cultural beliefs that we have here in our country is that, like, the woman is just like a tool in the house. She has to wash the dishes, she has to cook, take care of the kids, but she has no words, she has no rights, and the main head of the house is just the man, and everything that he says has to be done. But we know that that's a wrong way to think, because, women are important in our lives. And the most important thing is that we have to take care of them, and we cannot be violent against them, okay? Well, another thing is that here in the Dominican Republic, the violence against women is so generalized that based on some studies, that 20% of women between the ages of 14 and 49 years old has been under abused from part of any other person, mainly their husbands or other people in particular cases. Another thing is that I was searching around and I found another study that demonstrated that showed that more than 1,000 women has been killed during the last 5 years. Wow. That's a big amount of women killed by their husbands or ex-husbands. We have to point out that most of these women which has been killed is in the hands of their husbands, which is terrible. I remember one time I was walking around the city and I was walking and I saw some people fighting just in the middle of the street. I saw a woman and I saw a man, and the guy was beating up the girl for real, but nobody was doing anything to help her. So I wondered why. Where the point was that before I got to the place, there was a person who said, "Don't mess around with them. They're wife and husband." And that's a very bad belief that we have, that if the woman is the wife and the husband, if they're fighting, we cannot mess around with that, we cannot interrupt on that. But that's something very bad that if we think that way, because although they are husband and wife, she is a woman and she has to be protected. So every time we have the chance to help a woman, we have to do it. There are many organisms and departments to defend and protect women. And as well, the last month, on November the 25th, that's the International Day of Women. The problem is so generalized that people have to make a general day, an international day, for the other people to think about it and also to realize that we cannot be violent with women. Just to finish, do you remember the question at the beginning?
Yes.
What would you do if you see someone making damage to your mother?
I'm making damage.
Definitely, you will help her, you will run and help your mother. Remember, because first she is your mother, and second she is a woman. So every time we see a woman in problems, another person making damage to her, what we have to do is to think that she is our mother and help her right away. Thank you.